Mission start!
Throwback Thursday, everybody. And it's time for a game that has been on my wish list for years. I'm just trying to think when I added it, actually. It's probably when I discovered that it existed in an individual form. It is Metal Slug 6. I've spoken about Metal Slug before on the show. One of the greatest game series ever conceived, and I think number 6 is my favourite of the lot. Possibly a controversial decision. There's a lot of changes in this version that make it a little bit different and shake up the formula a bit from previous entries. But it's the one that I enjoy playing the most, and I think it has my favourite music, and it's got features that I like. It's a flipping great game. Also, well, the reason why I said at the start, at the top of the show, that I didn't know it existed in an individual form is because Metal Slug, there is a collection of Metal Slug games for the PS2. It's called Metal Slug Anthology. That was it. And I used to have it. Tragically, I gave it away to my best friend at the time. And because I was getting rid of my PS2, I was moving on, I was going into the Xbox 360, and so I gave away a lot of my PS2 games. I actually gave them to GameStation back in the day and used them to buy a couple of Wii games. But Marcus, he got Metal Slug Anthology, gave it to him, because he enjoyed it as well. And, well, I think predictably, I asked him about it several years later when I saw him, and he said, I gave all my PS2 games away. So, fair enough. I can't really expect him to hold on to stuff. And it was his, so it was his to do what he wanted with. But unfortunately for me, Metal Slug Anthology now goes for insane prices. Stupidly, I also had the Wii version, and I got rid of that too. I don't know why I kept getting rid of Metal Slug Anthology. But anyway, that's by the by, because since then, I have managed to pick up the individual Metal Slug games on PS2. Many of them were released in individual format. 3 and 4 I've got. According to my spreadsheet, I've got 5, but if I have, I've no idea where it is, so that may have just been a mistake. And now I have 6, which I've been after for ages. Hard to find, hard to get hold of. It is Japan only. You can see it's got the Japanese ratings on. Released for the Metal Slug 10th anniversary. The first game was 1986. And yeah, it's all in Japanese, as you can probably see. And I want to say this was probably released concurrently with the arcade version, which is interesting. So this was 2006. And I find it quite impressive that this game would have been released in 2006, and the fact that the Metal Slug series is as modern as it is, considering what it is, which is a 2D pixel art side-scrolling arcade game, it fascinates me. It really does fascinate me. So it was originally released on the Atomic Wave arcade hardware. So Atomic Wave being based quite heavily, I think. Trying to remember, either it's based very heavily on the Dreamcast, the Sega Dreamcast, the last console that Sega ever made, or the Dreamcast is based on Atomic Wave hardware. I think it's the other way around. But curiously, I'm pretty sure the only home version of Metal Slug 6 is on the PS2, not counting the Anthology release, of course, because that's got everything in it. Never released on the Dreamcast. There is a version for it that you can buy, but yeah, this is the only one you can actually get. And I have been looking for this. It's not one of those that it's not like a white whale thing or a holy grail, whatever you want to call it. It's not the sort of thing that I've been desperately after and I've been looking for and I've been actively searching for. I've just thought every so often, maybe I'll find it this time, and no, not come up with anything, or it's been ridiculously expensive. I have been to many retro game fairs and other such things that have import stalls full of Japanese games. Never been in any of those either. I've asked at the stores, said you've got Metal Slug 6, and they said nah. Finally found one on eBay. Japanese import for a reasonable price. So I've now finally picked it up. Birthday present to myself, in fact. It's come a little bit late, but whatever. And it is indeed complete. I do like the note that they included. It's not really a packing slip, but that was included in the package. Dear my friend! ! Thank you for always interacting with me. A loving gift from me to you. Please take good care of yourself. And it's signed. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I think it's probably just K. I'm not sure I've only interacted with K once to purchase this game, and I don't know if it counts as a gift because I paid for it, but hey. I'm sure it's just a mistranslation, and I'm not really bothered. But yeah, it's got the manual and all lot. And maybe one day I'll properly talk about Metal Slug 6 and why I like it so much over the other games. But as of right now, I have a very nice copy of Metal Slug 6. Finally. It would be nice to collect all of the Metal Slug games. Like I said, I have the PS2 versions of the other games that are available on there. There were some released on PlayStation and some released on Saturn, but if I wanted the definitive versions, then I would have to go Neo Geo, and that's a whole other discussion. There's your hint. But anyway, yes, that's Throwback Thursday, Metal Slug 6. Very happy to finally have this. And that's all. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow!
Mission complete!